All right, guys, good morning to everybody. Today is the 23rd of December, 2025. Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. Now, thank you for coming in today, this morning, so early at 8:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. for Vietnam and Cambodia, because later on I have a very big meeting to handle, so I need to go for that. Yeah, so apology or thank you for coming in so early. Right, disclaimer apply as usual. This is Cal telling you that please do your risk management is very, very important. Now, yesterday, gold went up quite a fair bit, and some people make a lot of money, but unfortunately, some people lost money at the same time. And the main thing is the same. You're using the conventional method, which is the overbought, oversold methodology, and that usually kills you as a trader. I'll come there later. All right, let's look at the fundamental for today. There's a lot of fundamental to go through. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, S&P 500 posted their third straight winning day, buoyant by the AI trade. So as usual, the market is buying into AI. Nvidia went up higher after Reuters said that the company is going to begin a shipment of its H200 chips to China, which is very interesting, right? So one moment, the US doesn't allow the chips to go to China. Next moment is sending chips to China. So that's how capitalism works, okay? There's no bad blood. It's all about money. And at the same time itself, okay, we have this Micron Technology grew by 4% and Oracle advanced by 3% because everybody now is buying into the stock, hoping that the company will revive after the sale of the TikTok. And of course, the Santa Claus rally. Now, it seems that everybody is betting on a Santa Claus rally. It's supposed to happen from yesterday. So it really happened for yesterday. So will they continue today? So there is a possibility to happen, but I am taking another perspective here. I'll share with you later. Yeah. Now, basically, now everybody's looking at S&P 500 to go for the 7,000 buck. I think it is possible if the market want to touch and go. Now, the index is up by 17% for this year, and it's up by 24% and 23% over the last 2 years. So in short, the S&P 500 have been up by almost an average of almost 18 to 19% over the last 3 years consecutively. All right, so of course, with the market now going to have this is kind of optimistic, but of course, especially when you have 3 years of doing so well, we do have expectation of a pullback in the early part of the year, which is something that I strongly believe will happen in the next few months. All right. Now, one thing to note, the stock exchange will close today early at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is about 2 a.m. Singapore time. And wait a minute. Okay, Christmas Eve is tomorrow. Hold a minute. This on Wednesday. Oh, today's Tuesday. Sorry, my bad. I thought today is Wednesday. Okay, you close tomorrow early. Not tomorrow. It's not today. My bad. Tomorrow early and then Thursday for Christmas. All right. Okay, now gold and silver basically saw to new high, especially silver went all the way up itself. Right, gold basically up by 1.9% to 4,469 on the cash market. And silver too went up to $68.98 and likely to test the $70. I think he just tested, if not wrong. And why is it buying up? Because everybody believed that the US dollar is going to come down again. And of course, at the same time, there is some speculation that the investors are putting money into defensive for the portfolio, which makes a lot of sense because we all know that the US dollar will likely continue to go lower. And yesterday, we saw the US dollar going down further, and that's why propel the upside for the two commodities. You can see that from the US dollar. This is what happened to the US dollar. Yesterday, the US dollar plunged by 0.48%. It's quite a big one on a single day. And that's the reason why you have gold and silver coming going up all the way. All right. So likelihood, I think that this the dollar will have some bit more pressure down to somewhere about 98 level. Once we hit 98 level, we expect a bit of support over here to maintain the so-called upside movement. But if the market do break below the 98 level and continue to go lower, that is catastrophic. That will bring it all the way to 96.50. Now, if the if the dollar do come down to 96.50 in the long run, all right, there is a very high chance to see gold touching $5,000. Okay, so if the US dollar do really go down to 96.50, there is a high chance that gold may test the $5,000 mark. All right, so it is possible. Mathematically, it should be about 4,700. Yeah, but if the speculation go crazy, you never know what may happen. But I didn't. This one we'll leave it alone first. I'll give you a confirmed number next time. All right. Now, economic data today, we have the core PCE data coming in, durable goods coming in. All right, and the GDP, but the GDP is on pending because of the lockdown, so may not come out. Yeah. All right. So one thing to note is very scary. On the flip side is the U.S. 10-year yield. The 10-year yield is up by four again. Up, it's now 4.16%. It's not coming down. Apparently, with the U.S. interest rate cut, usually the yield will come down, but instead it's still moving up. And this is not a good sign because by right, this shouldn't happen. And of course, you look at the 30-year, the 30-year is still moving up at the same time. So which means that the market is not really keen or not really buying into the recent interest rate movement here. So if the 30-year continue to go up and hit the 4.9%, right, this 30-year, yeah, okay, take note of that, then there will be some profit taking against the US stock market because they don't like this. So whenever the 30-year goes up to about 4.9%, we always see the stock market coming down. So watch out for this. All right. Okay. So let me just take a picture of this one. Okay. All right. So that is the fundamental. Now let me bring you to my personal page again, to this one, my own Twitter, twitter.com under crazy.com. Yeah. Okay. Crazy.com. Okay. Now I want you to take a look at something very important. Okay. Now, basically, you can see that the retailers are now basically buying a lot of shares in the market. And you can see that now when the retail are buying a lot equity and into crypto, usually that is where the market will have a turning point. Because if everybody is all in, then who's buying, correct? So that's something that to take note of that. And also at the same time, we can see that the VIX is still at the lowest level. By right, at the lowest level, usually the market will have pullback, but there was no pullback recently. So that means that the VIX is at the low end while the market is at the high end. So usually when that happens, the stock market may actually pull back instead. Yeah. And there's a lot of news on Bitcoin. If you are interested to know, read this on your own. There's a lot of information on there. And of course, you can see right now the Bank of America bull and bear indicator is at a very high level. And again, that tells you that everybody's so bullish in the market. This is not a good sign. But then with the confident level as a low end, that means that people are bullish, but they're not confident. So very easily they'll book profit when it actually happens. And of course, now we have a very important thing is that the Federal Reserve liquidity is now coming in. So that is the reason why you see the stock market is performing in like a 45-degree angle, because the Fed funds are coming in to buy and buy and buy. And last but not least is the silver versus the oil in the market. Now, this is the silver to oil ratio. And you can see that the last time we see this was a silver hitting $50. When the last time we see this, silver hit $50, and then after that, silver plunged all the way, right? Okay, intriguing is some selling, but now we are much higher. Oil is at the low end, silver at the high end, and everybody's buying in. This is where, just be careful, yeah, you don't be caught, because the last time this happened was in 1980, and now we are at 2025, 35 years later. No, sorry, 45 years later. So just be careful, okay? All right, so I have a lot more article to go through and lots of things to share with you, like the Bitcoin whales are buying a lot, but yet the price is going down. And for the S&P 500, the price to book ratio, we are at a very high level, 5.5, but yet the market is still growing. So all these, if you are interested to find out more, go to my Twitter, x.com and the crazy.com. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is the fundamental. Let's look at the technical right now. Now, this morning we buy gold. Congratulations. We bought gold this morning. We have a 4 diamond here. We draw the line. Now, watch this carefully, everybody. If I draw this correctly and I draw the line, now this is why I love our diamond. Can you see that? The buy was here, then it went up. When it pulled back, look at where it stopped perfectly at the diamond line. This is what I meant by the bounce of the diamond line. This is a very bullish sign. And also, you plus the KSI all the way green color, very bullish. And that's why you can see the market shooting up all the way to KTR +1 at 4465, which I know that many of you have taken profit. Congratulations to you. Well done. So guys, this is how we trade for a living. Very simple. Just follow the OP rule, make money, and then get out. All right. So very important, guys. Please follow the rules of engagement. Try not to be too adventurous and take the overboard, oversold. Yeah. So if you look at the day chart here. Now, yesterday, many people basically sold gold because they saw the market goes up. Now, I told you many times, do not sell gold once it's above KTR +3. So let me bring the chart to you, a quick one here. Just give me a moment. This was mentioned many times, and still people make the same mistake over and over again. We already tell you, guys, don't do that. Okay, let me show you a chart yesterday. Now, this is gold yesterday. You can see that gold yesterday has the opening price at 4339. It was above MLP, right? And we have a very strong DJDD. And I told you guys, after so many DJ, there's a very high chance there will be one day you have a very big upside or downside. And yesterday they chose upside, and because it stays above MLP. So once it breaks above pivot 1, it's a buy. It's a classic buy. And plus the DJDD, we know that it will close near the high. And because of so many dojis here, we know that the impact will be very strong. But most important thing is this, I shared this with you before. Once the market goes above KTR +3, do not sell anymore. The only power that can bring the market above KTR +3, it must be the fund or the government funds. So definitely yesterday, there are some funds coming in to buy the gold, and that's why gold continue to go up. So never sell when the market is above KTR +3. You want to do that, wait for it to go all the way up, pull back below KTR +3, then you sell here. But yesterday, you can see there's no way the market has ever go down to KTR +3, never. So unfortunately, I know some people lost money yesterday because they actually sold gold. So please do not do that. That is very silly. Okay, so for today's, you can see the market now. The gold price is now trading higher. It can go all the way to 4477, but to me, I've decided to take my profit for today. No more buying gold. I have taken my profit for gold, so you decide for yourself. Now, what's the reason for me not to buy gold at this place right now? Because we are now at an all-time high, uncharted area. I think we just do the normal act will be good enough to take profit at KTR +1. Although the closing now is firmly at the KTR +1, it's firms over there. So there's a high chance it may go for the pivot at 4477, but I'm not taking the risk. I say enough for me. I rather wait. Now, for those who really buy in, you can consider do this KTR +1.5. That means that you take KTR +1 and +2 add together, you get somewhere in the middle, somewhere around here to take some profit. Okay, so you decide for yourself. Yeah, so this is about 4470 maybe 4472 70, somewhere around there. Okay, for you to decide. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I shall do for you lah. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so here is 4482, the KTR +2. This is 4465, KTR +1. Right, so the difference between them is, let me see, 517. 17 divided by 2, we get about 8. So that will give you 4473, yeah? So for those people want to take profit at KTR plus 1.5, you can consider to take a 4473. Now, for me, I repeat, I've taken my profit. I'm not keen to continue, but if you want to do that, you may do that. Yeah. Okay. So this one up to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I rather you see for me itself, right? I rather do this whereby I let the market go up first, come back down, I buy some, then I let it run, right? That is better. So on the market at a new high, I don't chase, I let it come down, then after here I buy again. So this is my strategy that I will prefer to do. Understand, everybody? That will be better, easier, and of course you can let the price run because you buy cheap rather than you actually chase at a high, and if the price comes down against you, then you're in trouble, right? So again, this is my personal view on this. I think that gold will still go higher. There's no need to panic, right? So if you buy here, which is here, okay, now let it run. Yeah. Okay, this is what you should do. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, so that is the day chart for gold. Now, next market, look at it will be Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones today, we have a CCRY, red to yellow on the day chart, and the KSI is green, so the KCL is there. So KCL there means this number is very, very important, which is 48330. KCL, yeah? KCL. Now, that means that today Dow Jones has to stay above 48330. Now it's 48347, so it's staying above. All right, if Dow Jones stays above 48330, the Dow can still continue to go higher, and we can see about 48,000. Let me just double check on this. 443. That is the first KCB, 443, yeah? All right. Of course, it can still go higher, and the next one will be the pivot one at 48,599. So upside wise is 48443, and next number 48599. So that is the upside. But if the market do break below the 483330, then the MLP and the pivot 2 are stacked very nearby. So that will be the first base of support for the US market. All right. So I think that if the market stays below OP today, the market may test MLP first, then maybe seek some refuge over there and rebound. Yeah. So this one I let you decide because the KSI is green. So some of you prefer to buy. I would rather to just follow the queue. If the market stays over OP, I'll just buy. Below OP, I'll sell. Yeah. Next one is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin supposedly to be going higher yesterday. Bitcoin yesterday, we saw a very big buying all the way to 90,000. I thought that it's going to go up. Then after that, in the later part, in the night, it reversed back everything and closed as a doji, as you can see. So this morning, above OP, with the KSI green, above OP, is a buy. So this morning, it's going up again. Now, it's having a very strong resistance at the MA30 at 89,124. So watch out for this. If you want to sell something, you can wait for it to touch this MA30 first, fail to stay up, then come back down. But of course, if you have been buying since morning, then of course you want it to break above the MA30. If it breaks, it should easily go all the way to 90,800 again. So watch out for this figure, very important, 89,124. The Bitcoin has to stay above this number for further upside. Now, if Bitcoin don't stay above this number and pull back instead, seriously, the next downside can be as low as 86,215. Now, of course, this is going to be very far away, but is it possible? Why not? Because now we are at a very important junction whereby the market has to decide to continue to push past the moving average or get rejected and come down. Yeah. So traders watch out for this, but the boys are definitely buying. So that is to the advantage of that. Now the KCL you cannot use because the KCL is still ongoing right now. You need to wait for one more day. If you use on KCL, you notice that the KCL keep on changing the whole day because it's following the current price right now. Yeah. Okay, so one last market before we go, it will be on the Ethereum. Now, Ethereum also had a doji yesterday and it's a blue diamond in here. So today, this morning, once you're above the blue diamond, it's a buy and sound going up. Now it's testing the MA30 at 30.026. So if we breach past 26, we can see all the way to 30.79. But same thing again, if you get resisted, then the pullback can be as far and crazy back to 28.86. So traders on this side, take note, yeah, the market OP is very, very important. OP is 3026. So as long as you follow the rule, you should be fine on this. Okay. All right. One more market to look at is China. Now, China is going up very nicely. You can see that we follow the rules of engagement. This is the diamond line. And yesterday, China stays above the diamond line. It was a buy. So today, the target it should be going for is 15,350. I think it will tap it up. And if it goes higher, we may even see the next target high at 15,442. Okay. Now, profit taking wise, you can expect you to see some support at this 15185. Now, all these are actually the indices for A50. So watch out for that. The only thing is that the market is going up with the KSI rate. That is not a good sign. So if the market do pull back, the market can come back all the way to here itself. So traders, please watch out for this China A50. Yeah, you want to be involved in this right now. Okay, right, guys. So that will be all for today's market. I repeat, gold price, if you hit about 447.2773, you can take some profit. For me, I'm done with my gold position today. I'm not going to buy more. For the US market, I think we should take some profit off the table. That would be a better choice. All right, guys, thank you very much. Take care and have a great day for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.